Hey there, welcome back to the Empower Her Business Accelerator podcast. I'm your host, Philippa, and today we're continuing our March series on marketing channels. In today's episode, we're exploring how to adapt your marketing channels for changing trends. In this very fast-paced world of marketing, staying ahead of trends is essential for maintaining relevance and reaching your audience effectively. Before we dive in, I want to share something exciting. The Empower Her program is now available as a brand new self-paced email-based version. Now, this flexible format is perfect for busy female entrepreneurs looking to level up their marketing strategies on their own schedule. You're going to get the same great tools, templates, and insights delivered in a way that works for your life. So be sure to check out this link in the show notes for all the details and to sign up. Now we're going to dive into today's topic, which is staying flexible and adapting your marketing strategy to keep up with the latest trends. So first off, we're going to talk about why adapting to trends even matters. The marketing landscape is always evolving. Literally platforms are changing, customers' preferences shift, the new tools emerge, new AI, different features are integrated. If your strategy remains static, you risk really falling behind competitors and losing touch with your audience. So we want to make sure that you are staying flexible and willing to adapt so you can, again, remain relevant, meeting your audiences where they are, using the channels they prefer. You want to make sure that you're leveraging opportunities, being an early adapter of trends that align with your business goals. And you also want to make sure that you optimize your performance. You're going to shift your focus to what's working and let go of outdated tactics. So how are we going to adapt to marketing channels? The first step is to stay informed about industry trends. You want to make an effort to regularly research emerging trends, platforms, updates, and changes in customer behavior. Let's say, for example, if Instagram introduces a new feature like stories or reels, experiment how it fits with your content strategy. So when those first came on the scene, it was a big impact for different brands, and there was like a learning curve to understand how they work and how to best utilize them for their audience. And so there's always going to be a learning curve with new things. So you want to stay ahead. That way you're not one of the last people to adapt a new feature. So one of the things you can do is follow industry blogs, attend different webinars, and stay active in professional communities to keep up with the latest developments. The next step is to monitor audiences' preferences. You really want to pay attention to how your audience is engaging with your content and adjust accordingly. So, for example, if your engagement is declining on one platform but increasing on another, shift your focus to where your audience is most active. And then you want to look at the data to figure out why. What is it are you doing anything different on this platform that you're doing on the other, or is it just the audience is shifting? So use analytic tools to track changes in audience's behavior and refine your strategy based on the data you find. All right, the third step in this is to experiment with new channels. Don't be afraid to try new platforms or methods to see what resonates with your audience. If your target market is younger, you might want to experiment with platforms like RedNote, which is really growing in popularity with the whole issues that TikTok was experiencing. So you may want to check out RedNote, see what that's doing, how does content show up there, and how can your brand really fit into that audience there. So that's just an example of staying ahead and experimenting with new channels. You want to dedicate a small portion of your marketing budget or time to testing new channels and then scale up if they perform well, and then also look at if they're performing well, okay, what channels can you effectively drop, so that way you're not overwhelming yourself and burning yourself out trying to keep up with multiple channels at a time. All right, the fourth step is to repurpose content for new formats. Adapting your existing content to fit new trends and formats without starting from scratch. It's a lot of work. When you create a piece of content, you want to maximize the effort of it. And so you don't want to create new content every single time, especially if there is a topic or a message that you have delivered that is performing well. How can you maximize that message? By adapting and changing its format to just fit the different platforms you're trying on. So an example is turning a high performing blog post into a video or an infographic to reach new audiences on a visual platform. So what you want to do here is review your best performing content and brainstorm ways to repurpose it for different formats and platforms. A good example of this too is when I was on TikTok, I started realizing, I thought, in the For You stream, that I would get a lot of content that I felt like I'd seen before. And then I started looking at it, and some of the really top content creators, what they were doing was looking at their top performing post. And what they would do is they would completely just repost that same exact content as new content, like maybe every quarter or every 6 months, because they knew that a new wave of viewers were hitting their feed. And so to be able to share the content that they knew worked well, helped them, because each time they reshared it, they would continue to get really high views on it because it was a good piece of content. And so they were repurposing content, and it took no effort because they didn't change a thing. They literally just re-uploaded the same exact video, no changes. So that's a good thing. So for instance, I listen to a lot of podcasts as well, and oftentimes they would announce at the beginning, and the announcements would say, hey, we are resharing an episode from 2 years ago because it's still relevant and great information. It's probably because they looked at their data, saw that particular show had very high listen rate, and so they wanted to maximize it and put it out there again to get people to listen to it even more. So that's ways so you can take your existing content, like in my example of using a blog post and creating a video and creating infographics. That's one way to repurpose content. But sometimes it's just resharing the content that worked and is still relevant and not outdated. Right, and the last step in this process is to evaluate and refine regularly. Consistently review your marketing strategy to ensure it's aligned with current trends and audience's needs. If your email rates are declining, explore how an AI tool or more professional messaging can improve your engagement. So in order to do this, you're going to schedule some quarterly reviews of your marketing performances and make adjustments as you analyze the data and see what's going on. All right, so here are some key trends to keep an eye on this year. So short form video content, platforms like Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, those are really dominating engagement metrics. So you want to really hit on that. If TikTok is no longer around, check out Red Note and see how you can capitalize on those platforms. AI and automation. Tools like ChatGPT and automated analytics platforms are streamlining workflows and improving customers' experiences. And so not only it helps you on the creation side of things, but it's also going to make a better experience for your customer. Personalization. Audiences expect tailored experiences, from email marketing to product recommendations. So make sure you are really learning how you can incorporate personalization into your marketing strategies. And then sustainability and social impact. Highlight your brand's values and commitment to positive change. That is really going to resonate with your social consumers. A lot of people are really looking to brands to make a stand and to do what they can to make a social impact. And so really evaluate, what are you doing for a social impact? How can your business stand out and reach a community with their social impact, with your brand's voice, with your brand's values, and your commitment to positive change in your community. Okay, so adapting to changing trends is about staying proactive, experimenting with new approaches, and continuously refining your strategy. By monitoring trends, understanding your audience, and staying flexible, you can ensure your marketing efforts remain effective and relevant. All right, so thanks for joining me today. Next week, we're going to wrap up our March series with a very special personal reflection episode on work-life balance as a female CEO, a topic that I know many of you will find relatable and inspiring. All right, so don't forget to check out more information about the Empower Her program. You can always schedule a time with me one-on-one to learn more about the program and if it's a good fit for you and your life. So, of course, the link for that is in the show notes. So until next time, keep shining, and remember, flexibility is key to staying ahead in the ever-changing world of marketing and social media.